Hi everyone, this video is going to show you how to use MyViewBoard. It is an online digital whiteboard resource that you could use regardless if you have a digital whiteboard or not. So in a district we started implementing ViewSonic interactive boards. So if you're in an innovation center, you'll see several of them there, and some classrooms do have them as well. However, even though if you do or do not have it, this resource is available for you and your students. So when you log into myviewboard.com with your Google account, you'll see something similar like this. What I'm going to ask you to do is if you go to Start My Viewboard, it will open a new tab. And within that tab, when it opens up, it'll pick up where you generally have left off. I was having a little bit of fun working with some angles here. There's a bunch of resources that are within here, but in here you could actually create um, additional slides, and you can flip in between those slides as well. So there's a few other tools that are there. Now, what I want to share with you here is how you could collaborate, and you can give an invite code over to students so that students have the ability to not only see your presentation live on their Chromebooks or iPads, but also have the ability to collaborate with you. So it's a lot more engaging. So how do I do that? Well, on the top right, you'll click on this button here. It will show an ID code. Sometimes it's very small to see, so if you even click on that, that will show up on your screen so that your students can now join. And there's also a live link that you could use. So there's many different ways to be able to send that to your students so that your students have the ability to be able to join in. Now for your students, what I can recommend is you can use something like Google Classroom. So here's the link, and it'll take you right here. And the students, if they were to click on join their session, they'll type in their name, and they'll put in that login code. Alright, so when they sign in, they're going to see what you see on your screen. So for last, if I was just to grab a pen tool, pick a color, whatever, and I was to draw on it, it's going to display on that student's screen. If I'm a student, that's when my student view is here. They cannot do anything. This is all grayed out. Why? Well, because as a teacher, I give the ability to enable or disable all the students that have joined in. So this, if I do either press the little button here, you'll see that this is lit up, and then students also have the ability to draw or type anything on the screen, and that will show up here. So I could enable and disable all at once. Why is this a great idea? Well, it gives our students the ability to, depending on what subject you're using, you have now the ability to not only work on your screen up in front, but all the students have the ability to see that happening within the classroom as well on their devices that they have. And you have the ability to not only disallow but allow students to be able to join in and collaborate throughout your slideshow when it comes to when you're digitally marking. There's a few other tools like huddling where you could actually group your students together and they could collaboratively work, but I think that's a little bit too much to talk about right now. I think this is a great start to be able to use a built-in resource that's accessible when it comes to digital manipulation and working together and collaboration in the classroom.